Hi, I'm Vicki Gabereau. I'm so excited. I'm already talking to them on the show today. Two guys who fly around the ice without helmets on. Try and pay attention. But they wear way cuter outfits than any NHL team. Superstar figure skaters Kurt Browning and Elvis Stojko are here. Yay! I hope you can stay tuned. Oh, you know, I don't think you want to tell this right now, do you? Do you really want to tell us? We're on the air now. Do you want to tell a story about? No, certainly not. Okay. 7 worlds, 11 Canadian titles between them. Kurt Browning and Elvis Stojko.
What's in this water?
Nothing. Easily rank among the greatest competitive figure skaters ever. They continue to thrill audiences and drive me crazy. They're currently on tour with Celebration on Ice Tour. Please welcome Kurt Browning and Elvis Stojko. Elvis, you are so normal and so, quiet.
He isn't. Not always.
Oh, right.
But not always.
You never like this, are you?
He's quirky.
Oh, is he?
He's a very quirky guy.
Yes.
Very.
In what way?
His sense of humor is very physical. He's
Animated.
Animated.
Yes. Well, that's maybe you're sort of taken up acting a bit, haven't you?
A little bit, yeah. I did Grease on stage last November. Did some singing and acting on stage, which was a lot of fun. And that's sort of the direction I'd like to go later on after skating, or as a transition would happen.
Yes.
And it's been great for me. I enjoy it.
Speaking of transition, I mean, I guess from the real beginnings of skating, you have to start thinking about transition almost immediately.
Well, we were talking about that on the way over.
We were talking about that in the
Were you really?
Yeah,
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Glad I asked.
You don't. I don't think. I mean, I was very impressed with Elvis, and he's always been very organized. He's like we competed against each other for years, and nobody can appreciate what somebody has more than his competitor if he's smart. And you astounded me with your ability to do more than just go to the rink and come home and barely get your homework done. I was very impressed. So he's got all sorts of different venues that he's interested in and talents. Yeah. And I'm just now getting to that point where I'm like, my knees really hurt, and wow, I have a child now. I need to start thinking about doing something else.
Yes.
I'm not in a hurry. I need a break. I want to be home.
I heard you say that you had done a quad a couple of years ago and you didn't walk for 4 days.
I didn't walk for 3 days.
3 days.
Yeah. I let a younger skater convince me that maybe I could do it. I think he was just trying to get rid of me. Because I fell like a sack of potatoes from the big building.
But why would it hurt more than a triple? Is it just because you land so hard, or what is it?
Well, it's about 3 times our body weight coming down on the one leg.
Right.
It's a lot.
If it was the leg, it would have been fun.
Yeah, and well, I know. Or the body, it depends.
Yeah.
Especially the hips. I mean, there's so much torque that it takes to create the revolutions.
Yeah.
From a triple to a quad, it doesn't look that astounding more. Like sometimes you can't tell the difference, but the pressure is like unbelievable to create that rotation and that spin.
The speed too.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You never have to do it again.
I miss it. You just
Is it such a rush when
you
it
age,
happens?
but you still love what you do, and you just get out there every once in a while and do silly things.
Yeah. Are you ever going to take your coat off, or what's the story?
It's the only way I'm going to look half as big as Elvis.
Oh, is that why you're wearing this coat?
No, I'm wearing it because we're here to talk about our tour, and I want to make sure that
Really?
that we
I
have
was
a tour.
going to try and avoid it for the whole
So
time.
you have the word Kleenex there?
Yes, that's
And once
very good.
that's done, okay.
Okay, take it off.
Good.
So let's talk about the tour then.
Let's do that.
Is it a million laughs? I can't wait to see it.
Do you know what's great about this tour is that, one, the biggest thing is that Brian Orser, Elvis Stojko, and Kurt Browning are on the ice together, and that's something that really hasn't happened that much. And personally, it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun. I'm the tweener. I looked up at Brian, and then I was there in the transition for Elvis, and we competed against each other. I competed against Brian, and you trained with Brian. So it's this neat circle. But we did Stars on Ice together a couple times, but until this tour, Celebration on Ice, we haven't been able to really work together.
Who else is on this bill?
Oh,
Jennifer Robinson, Shaylin Bourne. Who else do we have?
Well, it's a variety of different things. We are starting to incorporate Russian acrobats into the show, and these guys are absolutely amazing.
Would you put the on skates? No.
They're on skates, and they do hand-to-hand lifts. He's 9 feet in the air.
He throws them, does a backflip. They're on the tour in the States, and I tour with them all the time, and they're unbelievable. Vladimir, who is a very large man, he's huge. He's just a tank, and he lifts up Alexei over his head, and they're skating around, and Alexei's doing a handstand, one hand on his head, and skating around the ice.
Very similar head.
Did you?
Shaved head.
With that platform kind of thing happening. But did he know how to skate already? Are there skating acrobats? Or
They learned how to skate.
Like 7 years ago, I think Vladimir's about 38, 39, and he started skating when he was about 30. And
that's leaving it late, isn't it?
Yeah, and Alexei's a little younger. He's about 24.
He's got 2 blades put together, so he's got a wider base to stand on. So each foot has 2 blades. It's really cool. And it's fun for us to, I don't know, to just be in a show where, you know, you come on the ice, you're 4 world titles and 2 Olympic gold medals. You have all these like accolades, and you don't get the best hand.
These guys
they're stealing the show every night?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Well, they'll have to go, won't they?
As soon as we team up on them,
Okay, so what's the story? What happens when, is there a story to the show?
The story of the show is José Chouinard's husband, Jean-Michel, who actually went to the Olympics and competed and everything. He is now running this tour. So it's an extension of our family, and Jean-Michel has been able to make this small town tour. Like, it's not, we're not coming to Vancouver, we're going to Chilliwack, we're going to Grand Prairie.
B&C cities, the smaller cities.
There we are from the show in Christmas. And we are able to like attract Canadian skaters and put us in markets that we don't usually get to go to.
Right.
And to be
the audiences are so thrilled.
To be blatantly honest, it's rock star stuff.
It's
like we feel great on the ice.
Yeah.
The people go crazy, and it's just the energy. It's more intimate because you can really get in touch with everybody in the arena, and that's what's so exciting for us.
So how have ice shows changed in the last few years? This looks quite great, eh?
It's full costume, full light. It's a full-on show. And how they changed? A lot of live singing. We don't have any, but
that must be almost impossible to sing and skate at the same time, though. You do that? Don't use lip sync?
No,
you and Pavarotti?
You could do it.
I could try.
I hum and sing.
Well, I do sing, but not skate at the same time. That's
you can't do that.
No, it's ridiculous.
Well, you couldn't, could you?
You can. You just.
You don't hit any notes. Okay, we'll be right back with Kurt and Elvis. Oh, really? I was just asking these 2 characters, Kurt Browning and Elvis Stojko, where is Orser?
He's working.
He's a choreographer. He's putting all the numbers together for us, so he's busy at the rink with the guys right now.
So he's actually working?
Yes.
And then you 2 just swan in and he tells you
I'm doing some choreography too with Elvis and Brian and Sean Sawyer, up-and-coming Canadian star. So I got Kane working. We're talking about your martial arts. We're going to put it all together.
Oh yeah, what's going on with you in martial arts?
What's going on with you in martial arts?
The history I've been involved in about 22 years, and got a black belt when I was 16 in Kempo karate, but I've been involved in Chinese Kung Fu for about since 1989.
So you could kill me right now?
If I wanted to, yeah. But in
a really nice way.
My Kung Fu teacher, basically how it works, my Sifu, which is the Chinese for teacher, his teacher, 92-year-old Chinese man, is retired and given the club to my teacher, Glenn Doyle. So we've opened a club where he's running the school when I'm in Toronto. It's actually in Milton, Ontario. I'm a senior instructor there. I go and teach, and I'm also back competing again in the martial arts and get a chance to get out there a little bit and maybe get a chance on the world team this year, actually. So.
Oh. That would be impressive, wouldn't it?
Yeah, and it's in Niagara Falls this year in November, and I defeated the number 5 ranked guy last year. Just forms. We're just competing form on.
Are you talking about Olympic potential?
Well, we don't. There's the Kung Fu doesn't go to the Olympic Games.
Oh, it doesn't.
No, but they have different federations, and this one is going to be, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big one. It's going to happen in November. So we'll have a regional competition the end of March, and then there's the nationals in May, and then the Worlds in November. So I'm really pushing that as well, going with that, and we're trying to get the school up and running and get that all going.
Well, what's impressive about it is that you have 2 disciplines at which you are expert.
More than 2.
More than 2? How many more?
You can sing, you can
Oh, I
act,
know that.
you
Yeah,
can
yeah. But I mean,
race car driving, motorcycle.
race car driving. Do you do anything?
No.
No.
I mean, we were talking about how I don't do anything, and
You're
on the
getting
way
real
here.
droopier and droopier.
Yeah.
And but,
Dude, you got
He's
a
going to write a book about self-esteem. I won't even be able to read that.
beautiful wife, beautiful kid.
that's right. Tell me
Do you
about
know? Well, I use the green cup that you gave me last time.
Yes.
To warm up his milk every morning.
Oh, how old is this child now? 15?
He's 19 months.
Yes. Are you still warming up his milk?
Yeah.
You're a nice daddy. What about here?
Yeah, but if I want the milk all over the carpet, then I go, yeah, sure.
Here. What's his name?
Still at that stage, Gabriel.
And when will you put him on some skates?
Dick Button sent him a couple double runners. Maybe next winter. I'm not in a hurry.
Nah, he'll do it. Your wife's a dancer, right?
Yeah.
Is she still dancing?
Yes.
Good. Well, that's nice to know that somebody's working.
Yes. This week, yeah, she's busy.
So are you, what do we think about the next Olympics? Who's going to go from our country?
Very interesting. We skated the Christmas shows, a few of the Christmas shows with Joni Rochette, who's
Yes.
our new Canadian champion. And her and Cynthia Phaneuf have had, are already starting a little bit of a rivalry, which
That's
makes
good,
you
isn't
better,
it?
which makes you and the audience, but it makes it all better.
But can you talk to each other when you're in that situation?
The guys can. The girls don't always.
It depends.
It's different.
Really?
For them, I think they do actually, they're actually got a pretty good friendship. I
Yes.
mean, they're competitive, but they've got a pretty good friendship. And what's great about that, it's not only just for them, but all the kids that are coming up are watching it. So they want to get in the hunt. They want to be part of that because they see the attention that's there. And
They wanna get
how-
in the hunt.
They got to get in the hunt because that's the best part of being about it.
skating term.
Because it's
The hunt.
in the hunt. It's not so much just wanting to win, but if you're in the hunt in the last 6 or the top 3 and you're competing, that's where the competition, the thick of the competition is. And that's what's so great about it. And we have 2 girls now that are head-to-head in Canada, and they've done really well internationally. And Cynthia, I mean, this year she's getting more and more experience because we had the pressure this year trying to
young.
defend
They're both very young.
the championship. She's only 17 or 18 years old. And Joanne had a fabulous year, and now going off to the World Championships. It's going to be really exciting, for the Olympic Games. So.
Emmanuel, how's he doing? Do you see him?
We just saw him doing some of these Christmas shows. He seems in a good place. I think it's good for him that Jeff Buttle beat him, actually, just because it'll make him even more hungry.
So it's about that. It's kind of the advance.
I mean, I don't think he thinks it's a good thing, but
Oh,
I mean,
maybe he doesn't.
Probably
he
doesn't,
certainly
but
looks
it's
gorgeous
exciting.
on the ice, doesn't he? He's wonderful to
Talent,
watch.
Gifted,
talent,
gifted.
talent, talent. Unbelievable.
He moves across the ice like an animal flies through the air.
Yeah.
It's just not. He's just very, very gifted. Holy cow.
Yeah. Holy
Very
cow.
unusual.
Holy cow.
Holy cow.
And Mr. Buttle.
Mr. Butler is the all-round skater, which is why he's doing so well in the new system. The new system really rewards your ability to get from one element to the next. Is actually a box that has to be addressed by the judges. So that sort of system works well for Jeff.
What about tall guys? I mean, just in comparison, I guess Buttle is shorter. Don't get all twitchy.
Jeff is
he shorter?
A little shorter than I am, I suppose. 5'6".
Is it better to be shorter?
No, I don't know. One of the best jumpers in the world is Joseph Sobotchek. He's 5'10" and a half or something. Right?
Yeah, 5'10". Yeah.
How tall was
That's-
that Brit guy? The
Robin Cousins?
Yeah.
He
was really tall, wasn't
Yeah. Yeah.
he was.
Yeah.
It's
a different kind of form, isn't it?
One of the back in the 80s, I mean, Alexander Fadeev, I mean, he just came out of nowhere.
Midori Ito.
Really, really small. He's 5'4", 5'5", and
Joseph.
quads, and
Scott
it
Hamilton.
depends. It depends on the technique and where they're learning the technique and how hard they work at it. Joseph was gifted. I mean, that guy was unbelievable.
But you have to be, I mean, anybody that would get to an Olympic level has to be gifted. I mean, they didn't just get there because...
This would be a good time for your speech.
Let's hear your speech.
Well, yeah. Well, I did the speech last
be
year
a
for
good time for your-
Skate Canada last year for the kids.
He was psyching me up in the car.
Yeah,
on the
no,
way here.
I just, because they always talk about, sometimes they get a little bit spoiled, the kids here, and the reason is because
North America,
because everything is sometimes a little bit easier than, say, in Europe or Russia, and those kids are working hard. Like the Chinese, I mean, that's all they do is skate. You've got the 3 pair teams skating all the time against each other. They're going to get good. I mean, it's like if we trained every day together. I mean, it's hard, it's difficult because you're trying to do one up on each other. But I was telling the kids, everyone at Worlds is talented. And everybody at Worlds is going to train like a maniac. So even if you train like a maniac and think, oh, I'm going to do well, no, you're just another one of the people at Worlds. What more do you have to do to beat them? You have to train harder. You have to know yourself better. You have to take it one step further to be a champion. That's the difference between 15th, 10th, 5th, 1st, 3rd.
It's very motivating, isn't it?
Yeah. I hope you're watching this goof. With the shoulder. You feeling proud?
But it's true. You can listen to Elvis talk, and you can really understand why he was so competitive and so dedicated and successful.
Well, you must have had the same thing.
See, I was sort of the anti-Elvis. I mean, I was
the
anti-Elvis. Like Brian Orser was so, like everything had to be here, and everything had to be perfect, and I was like, so wow, look over there, kind of thing. I mean, everyone has your own path, but you have to know your own path.
Know your own path.
So was
okay,
that good?
Right back. Yes, very good, very good, very good. I'll put my watch.
Pretty comfortable.
Throwing the clothes around. All right, I don't have to say who's here. Kurt Browning, Elvis Stojko, just in case you've just moved here from God knows where. Have you guys ever had a argument?
No, never.
No.
No, did you ever wish that he'd get a cold and not show up?
The only regret I ever had was not being able to win nationals in Edmonton, because I was from Edmonton, and it had a lot to do with my poor skating had a lot to do with the fact that I was in Edmonton, in my hometown, and I skated on the ice, and I gave the audience enough time to chill out before I took my place. When I took my place, I looked up, everyone was standing, and I went, ugh, and I had a short circuit, and 15 seconds later I was on my back instead of landing a triple axel. And it was, it was hard to lose that one. Other than that, it just seems like we've always been honest with each other. We've helped each other. Mm-hmm. There's been hard moments for both of us, and
it really is. There is a lot of heartache in your field, isn't there?
But there is. I mean, it's part of sport. But
we're not.
Well, fall on your butt in front of your hometown crowd.
Yeah, but then you get up again. I mean.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like my mother and father came from rodeo background, and she didn't really understand why parents couldn't watch their kids figure skate when she grew up with people who watched their kids ride bareback on saddle bronc and bulls. So if you can't watch your kid figure skate, then what kind of fiber
How
are you
tough
made
is
of?
it?
Yeah.
Did you want to add to that in any way?
Well, the thing was, I remember that year, and it was, of course, I was happy, but also too, it was also because I felt for him. Like, it was hard because you go out there and you're watching, you're competing against an idol of yours.
Yes.
And you want to win, and then you defeat him.
Yeah.
But not only that, because the year before we were in Hamilton, kind of where my neck of the woods was, and we were pretty close there, and he ends up winning. We go to Worlds, we're 1 and 2 in the world, and now we've got this real rivalry going, and then we go to his neck of the woods, and it's his last year. I defeat him in his own country. He doesn't skate well. I feel good, but I also feel...
You want your competitor to skate the best they can.
Yeah.
Still beat him.
And still beat him.
And nothing's
that's
left.
what I understand.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
because he was in 4th and I was 1st, and in order for me to lose, I had to be 3rd or lower.
My God, you guys remember everything, don't you? It's like a Rolodex of times and falling and not falling.
Such
and
stress at the time.
Selective Rolodex. Selective Rolodex.
The great times.
Do you think that you retired late compared to some people? I mean, these young people now seem to retire at 18 practically.
I retired late.
Did you?
Yeah, he did. I felt like it was right for me.
Mm-hmm.
But the world is a different place. The amateurs are making more money as amateurs than professionals, potentially, if they're the right one. So why retire?
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you know what I love about international figure skating? It really is sort of a family, isn't it? It's kind of it is clubby.
What's weird is that you don't see somebody for 6 months, and you sit down beside them at the airport because you're both on the same flight to the same gig, and you just go, hey, cool. I mean, it's not like, where have you been? We're just so used to all of us being in our lives with each other.
Yeah.
That those big absences don't seem very big.
I think of Scott Hamilton, for example. You seem to have the same haircut now.
Yeah.
And how is he?
Scooter. Scooter is, in case you don't know, he's had a relapse of cancer. It is probably going to be okay. They can't operate on it. It's behind his eyes, in his head, but they have done radiation.
Yeah.
And it is shrinking, and it's not a good time, but potentially.
You talked to him?
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's just it's such an unfortunate thing to have.
But
happen.
he's
just
decided
the guy,
that
such
the
a
reason
great spirit.
he said to me, he said, the reason why I became a great figure skater was obviously so that I could help defeat cancer. I mean, I know now why everything lined up, why I did this, and he goes, and I'm trying to do what I think is going to be the biggest thing in my life, is my relationship with cancer and this ugly disease.
Right.
And he said, and I was out of material. You know, the whole cancer thing, you know, 5 years later, people were tired. I needed more material. Yeah,
he's a scream.
He's a scream.
Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for coming.
You can't just tell people to come to our show.
I'm going to do that right now. They're going to teach me how to skate one of these days. Many thanks. Kurt and Elvis on tour with Celebration on Ice. For more information, you can go to celebrationonice.ca. Here's the story.